Welcome to CanGeek Games and Collectibles, where we share our love of fandom
while promoting new and pre-owned games, toys, and collectibles available for purchase from CanGeek.com.
Hey everyone, how's it going? It's Scott here from CanGeek Games and Collectibles. Welcome as always to the CanGeek YouTube channel. You're on the road with CanGeek for the week of March the 7th, and today we're doing something a little different. So I had this package show up at our front door earlier today. This is not the typical kind of package that we would receive. And honestly, my first instinct when I looked at this thing is, was it drugs? Is it a bomb? What is it? Like, again, this is not the typical package that we would receive at CanGeek Games and Collectibles. So I cautiously opened this thing, and out of the package emerged this. My Ordro Ep5 wearable vlogging camcorder, which I ordered from AliExpress about 3 weeks ago. This is actually 2 weeks early, and today we're going to talk about this. We're going to unbox it, and we're going to see what it's all about. So, if this interests you at all, hang in there as we unbox the Ordro Ep5 vlogging camcorder. Alright, so it's time to open this up. So we have our box cutter, we have the camcorder. Here we go. Okay, so off comes the cellophane wrap. Away goes the box cutter. And now we get to open this up. Alright, so fairly well packaged device. Quick look at what we're getting in the box here. So to begin with, we have the camcorder itself. We have the remote control. So this comes with a wristband somewhere in this box. I imagine it's probably in the bottom. You wear it like a watch on your wrist, and it allows you to control the features of the camcorder without actually having to touch the buttons that are here on the side of the camcorder. Give you an idea here, you've got buttons up here, there's buttons all over this thing. So there's that. You have the adjustable headband, kind of like headphones, I guess, right? Except you're wearing them on the back of your head. This will attach to this. There is a tool apparently that comes with this for attaching these two pieces together, and then you walk around wearing it on your head. So we have that. And then underneath here, again, we have the wrist strap that goes with this. We have the earpiece attachment and the piece that allows you to attach the strap to the camcorder. We have a charge cable, and we have the instructions and a nice carrying bag that comes with this as well. Now, a couple quick things to note. This is, as I said at the top of this video, the Ordro Ep5. There are two newer models of this wearable camcorder on the market, the EP6 and the EP7. My specific reason for going with the EP5 is because it offers one feature that neither the EP6 or 7 currently offer. That is the feature of a Bluetooth headset. So we are always on the road at different shows, as I've previously said. Our business phone line is in fact a VoIP phone line, so as long as I have a data connection, I can answer my business phone calls on the go. We do tend to receive a fair amount of calls here at CanGeek Games and Collectibles, so when I'm on the go, if I'm doing videos or whatever, I want to be able to answer those phone calls in a timely manner. So the Bluetooth feature was a very important feature to me. And again, currently the EP6 and EP7 don't offer that. So that was the reasoning for the EP5 on my part. So we're going to put this thing together, we're going to charge it, and then you know what? I think we're going to go for a walk and see what kind of video quality this produces. So hang in there and let's see what happens. Alright guys, so we are outside taking a quick walk and testing the Ordro, however you say this name, EP5 camcorder. Just want to get an idea of what the quality of video is like when you're out for a walk. Now, to be very clear, I am recording this video in 1287 by 720 at 30 frames per second because based on all of the other reviews that I have read online for this product, this is one of the most stable video formats. Now again, it's also important to note that, as I've said previously, there are better versions of this camcorder on the market. But again, the Bluetooth feature on this camcorder, in order allowing you to make and receive phone calls, was a huge necessity for us. Now, what I'm actually going to do right this second is I'm going to flip from recording this video on this camcorder to my smartphone, which is where we do most of our video recording from, because I want to get an idea of the difference in sound quality. So let's try that now. Alright, so now we are recording this video from my Samsung smartphone just to get a better idea of what the difference in sound quality is between this wearable camcorder and a typical smartphone. So I think we've done enough of a test here. Let's go and talk a little more about the Ordro Ep5 vlogging camcorder. Alright guys, so we're back inside. After that outdoor sound test, I felt the need to do another indoor test with this camera to see what the sound quality was like. It is fair to note, however, that while it seemed to be a somewhat bright day outside, it was actually very windy, so the mic on this camcorder was picking up a lot of that wind and making it harder to hear anything that I had to say about that. The outside test for this camera anyways. So what I'm doing right now is I'm giving you a quick look at one of the new products that has recently become available to purchase through our web store at CanGeek.com while I test the sound quality of this camera for an indoor recording. But I think this is about enough of this, so let's actually sit down and talk about the nuts and bolts of this camera now. Alright, so let's talk about this camera and my original reason for purchasing this. So if you've been following CanGeek Games and Collectibles here on YouTube, you know that we're a small business, we're vendors. We both take part in various Toy-Con and Comic-Con events around Ontario, and periodically we also present our own shows in the form of CompassCon. The point here being we are always on the road somewhere, and I like to film videos of where we are and what we're doing and upload them here to our YouTube channel as a means of giving all of you the opportunity to get an idea of what some of the Comic-Con and Toy-Con events that we take part in are like if you're unable to make it out to these events on your own. Now, while I've been recording these videos, I've always kind of felt strange about walking around with my phone like this, recording videos or, whatever. I've looked at various action cams on the market. I came close to buying an action cam prior to buying this. And again, there was that issue again of sticking out like a sore thumb. To wear an action cam, you usually have to buy some kind of harness that you have to put on that either involves the action cam tethered to the front of your chest, or you're walking around with it tethered to a hat on top of your head. I didn't want any of that. I wanted something discreet, which is how come I started shopping for wearable vlogging camcorders. The Ordro camcorders immediately came on my radar. I watched multiple reviews of this camera by other YouTubers. I also read multiple reviews on multiple resale sites, including Amazon, eBay, AliExpress, which is where I ended up buying this from. And, you know, some people were either really, really happy with it, or some people really did not like this camera. It's the old adage that you cannot keep 100% of the people happy 100% of the time. But again, because we are always on the road at one event or another, not only the ability to, take video discreetly was important to me, but it was also important to me that whatever device I purchased had built-in Bluetooth. The phone number for CanGeek Games and Collectibles operates off of a VoIP service. So as long as we have an internet or data connection, we can receive and make outgoing phone calls. And we get a fair amount of phone calls here at CanGeek inquiring about products or interest in taking part in upcoming events, stuff like that. So the Bluetooth was extremely important to me. The Ep5, as I previously said, was supposed to have Bluetooth. Multiple reviewers have confirmed this. What I was not aware of when I purchased this camera was that Ordro had done what they are calling an upgrade to this model of the camera. And in doing that upgrade, apparently they removed Bluetooth capability. Which is a little frustrating because on their website, on their promotional video for this model camera, it actually still promotes Bluetooth. So I've contacted the seller about this. It's important to note that I actually purchased this directly from Ordro, and I'm waiting to see what they have to say about that, because again, Bluetooth was very important to me, and it was the difference between me buying the Ep5 versus the Ep6 or Ep7, which are both 4K models of this camera. On the subject of the Ep6 and Ep7, it's also important to note that they have buttons. They actually have physical buttons, where this camera actually has touch buttons, which you may or may not be able to see here. The only button on this camera is the button at the bottom. Everything else is touch sensitive. Now, on the subject of the touch sensitive buttons, they are a little non-responsive at times, and maybe it's because you can't really see where your fingers are going, so you're just kind of feeling around and hoping that you hit the right place. So that is why it was important to me to buy a model that came with this, as you previously saw, which is a wearable wireless remote that allows you to both stop and start recording and take just normal pictures with the touch of a button. Something to mention about the wearable remote, however, the wristband is kind of on the small side. Either that or I have really big wrists, because every time I tried to put it on, I couldn't do it up and it would fall off. So the wearable wristband doesn't work for me. Now, fortunately, there is also the option of attaching this to a key ring or something. So I'll come up with something else to attach this to versus trying to wear it on my wrist. Now, there is an app that you can download for either your Android or Apple device that you can tether to this camera. The app allows you to change resolution for recording, turn on or turn off the date and time stamp. It allows you to center up the videos so that before you start recording, You can make sure that you are, getting what you want versus what you don't want when recording a video. The only issue with the app is the app requires you to be connected specifically to a Wi-Fi network in order to use the app. When I am indoors connected to our wireless network, I can use the app. When we went outside and tried to do a recording, even with my data turned on, the app would not work. So it appears that if you're not connected to Wi-Fi, don't depend on this app. That is more or less what I'm going to say on this camera. My biggest issue here thus far from what I've seen is the mic is too sensitive when you're outside, as you may have seen from earlier in this video. You could hardly hear what I had to say about this camera while recording outside because it was picking up all the wind around it. So the mic is too sensitive. The picture quality, the recording quality maybe could have been a little better, but I knew that going into this. That was not the biggest issue for me because honestly, brightening up those videos is something for me that can be done in post-production. And running a YouTube channel, I'm quite familiar with the post-production process. My biggest issue, as I previously stated again, is the lack of Bluetooth connectability in this particular model of camera. Again, this would have been the deciding factor between me buying the EP6 or EP7 versus the EP5. I am a little annoyed that, again, they are still promoting the fact that it is Bluetooth capable on their various resale sites and even on the manufacturer's personal website, yet this one apparently is not, because it is, and I quote, an upgraded model. The jury is still out for me whether or not we're going to keep this or try and send it back to the seller. I have contacted them. I want to see what they have to say about the Bluetooth capabilities of this, or in this particular case, the lack of Bluetooth, and that will probably be the ultimate deciding factor for me. At this point, out of 5 stars, I have given this a total of 3 stars. I will actually leave a screenshot at the end of this video of the review that I did on the seller's resale page on AliExpress, so you can get an idea of what I really think and what I had to say. But if you have purchased this, or if this is something that you are considering purchasing in the future, I would love to hear what you have to say. If you do own one of these and I am missing something, please share it with me. I would love to hear what you have to say on that as well. But in the meantime, and as always, thanks very much for supporting us here at CanGeek Games and Collectibles. We hope to see you on the road soon, and maybe you might even see another video recorded with this thing at some Comic-Con or Toy-Con event in the future. But until then, stay safe and healthy, and take care.